Okay, so yesterday class we discussed variables and done with the print function and we done with the print formatting and we done with the type function and we done with the input function, all these things. And today we will see one more important topic for Python, that is called indentation. So I just want to take the program for indentation. I want to do one thing, so I will copy this file. I just want to rename it. Okay, I want to open the 19:4 file. Okay, so today we will see about the indentation. So how indentation is going to be taking place in Python. What is the importance of indentation in Python? I will show indentation. So yesterday we seen some programs, right? Something like first number, enter the first number, enter the second number and all. And can we go with the multiple programs on this? Can we go with the multiple programs about the input here? Okay, let me go with the one more program for input here. Input method. Program name is calculate employee salary. Calculate employee salary. Okay, so the first input is going to be storing the employee name or employee salary, and second input is going to be storing the employee something like bonus value, bonus amount, and one more thing is employee deductions, and finally I want to get the final salary. So tell me how to do this program. How to do this program? Calculate employee salary using with input methods. Using input methods. So what we can do for this? I want to take one input for the salary enter, and I want to take one more input for the bonus enter, and I want to take one more input for the deductions, and one more thing is final salary. Am I clear? So the first input emp underscore salary. Emp salary is equal to input of enter salary. Enter salary. And one more input employee bonus. Bonus is equal to one more thing is input of enter bonus amount, or enter bonus in percentage mode. Enter bonus in percentage, and employee and salary deduction and the salary bonus just keep as bonus. And one more thing is deductions. Deductions is equal to input of enter deductions in percentage mode. Okay, so if you want to get the final salary, how to get the final salary? Tell me final salary. Employee salary plus bonus minus deductions. Am I clear? How to get the final salary here? Print final underscore salary. And here final underscore salary. I want to get the final salary here. Can I execute this program? Aisha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
If I execute this program, this is percentage mode. For example, the salary is 10,000. So I want to give the percentage 10%, 10% bonus. If I say 10% bonus, if I say 5% deductions, then what is going to be happen? So finally error is unsupported operand, yes, string to string. Okay. So this salary plus bonus and deductions, everything is basically strings. Strings cannot able to work with this particular kind of operations. Okay, let me go with the int of employee salary, and this one int of bonus, and this one int of deductions. See, this plus and minus is not going to be work. This arithmetic operator cannot able to perform on top of the strings. I told you input always takes string kind of data. Input always takes string data. That is the reason I just want to go with the integer conversion. Every value is going to be converted into the integer. Now the salary is 10,000, percentage bonus percentage is 10, and the deduction percentage is 5. And finally output is what? So is this correct? Is this correct answer? See, salary is 10,000. Salary is 10,000. Bonus 10%. What is the 10% of this 10,000? What is the 10% of 10,000? 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees bonus, right? But basically we are giving as percentage mode. We are giving as percentage mode. And 5% is deduction. 5% is deduction. Deduction is something like 500 rupees. 500 rupees is 5% of the 10,000. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
10% is 1,000 rupees. 5% is 500. Okay, the output should be 9,500. Final salary should be 9,500. I need to get 9,500. 9,500 or 10,500. Sorry, 10,500. Output should be 10,500. After adding the bonus, after doing the deductions, after adding the bonus, after doing the deductions, the final salary will be this much, 10,500. But my output is here 10,005. It is what actually, it is not a calculated value. It is just like percentage value is taking. So what my requirement is, I want to calculate the value. I want to calculate the value from the percentage. Am I clear? I want to calculate the value like 10% I need to convert into the 1,000, and 5% I need to convert into the 500 rupees. Okay, so what my requirement is, bonus in percentage. This one is bonus in percentage. Bonus in percentage. And this one is deduction in percentage. You are entering as percentage value. But finally, I want to convert bonus value, bonus amount. Bonus amount is equal to, how to calculate the bonus amount? Okay, we will do one thing. So whatever the value you are going to be entering, that time only I'm converting into the integer. Whatever the value you are entering, that time only I'm converting into the integer. That is the best kind of program. So I'm just converting into the integer directly whenever it is available in the input level. And here it is not required. You can remove it. You can remove it here. Okay. Finally, see bonus amount. How to calculate the bonus amount? Employee salary into bonus percentage. Employee salary into bonus percentage divided by 100. Employee salary into bonus percentage divided by 100. That is the value. So what is the output of this? What is the output of this? For example, if I give 10,000 here, if I give 10,000, for example, if I am giving 10,000 here, what is the percentage here? What is the 10% here? If I say here 10%. If I say 10%, what is the value here? 1,000 rupees. If I say 5% here, what is the value? What is the value here? After this, I want to go with the deduction amount also, right? Deduction amount. What is the deduction amount? How to calculate the deduction amount? How to calculate deduction amount on top of the salary into deduction percentage divided by 100. See, finally, what is the output of this? 500. And finally, final salary will be employee salary plus bonus amount minus deduction amount. Am I clear? This program is clear.
Yes, sir.
This program is clear. So can I execute now? Can I execute now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the salary is 10,000. For example, I'm taking 10,000, but you can take any number of amount. 10,000 is the salary, and bonus amount is something like a 10%, and deduction is something like a 5%. Oh my God, what is this issue? Okay. I think this input also need to convert into the integer. This input also need to convert into the integer. Okay, now you can check it out. 10,000, 10%, and 5%. Finally, what is the final salary? This is the final salary, right? Final salary. What is the final salary now? For example, if I enter 10,000 again, 10% is the bonus percentage, and deduction percentage is 5%, and final salary is 10,500. And you can execute this program, and you can go with the how much salary you want, you can give. It is a different salary now. For example, the total salary is 47,800, and percentage of bonus is 7%, and deduction is only 3%, and final salary is something like 49,712 rupees. Is this clear? See, the value we don't care. How much salary you want, you can give. 1,500. 1,15,000 is the salary, and a bonus is something like a 6% bonus, and deduction amount is something like a 3% deduction, and final salary will be something like this: 11,000. 1,18,450 rupees. Am I clear this program? See, whenever you want to go
Yes,
with
sir.
the calculations, you have to do the calculations like this. You have to do the calculations like this. But after the loops and conditions, we will see the marks calculation, and based on the marks, we can provide the grades also. After the conditions, I will take one more time that kind of programs. But based on the inputs, you can try this much. Based on the inputs, you can try this much. Am I clear? So yesterday we done with the addition program, right? Yesterday we done with the addition program. So you do practice with the subtraction, you do practice with the multiplication, you do practice with the division, and you can do practice with the modulo division, all these things based on the two values.
Yes, sir.
And finally, let me go with the indentation. What is the meaning of indentation?
Indentation.
Providing space for code. Providing space. Indentation is something like a space. Indentation is something like a space, providing space for the code. Okay, so Python always follows indentation for code blocks. Python always follow indentation for code blocks. When we apply indentation, spaces and new lines will be strict mode. Straight or strict or whatever. Will be mandatory. Spaces and new lines will be mandatory. Spaces and new lines rules mandatory. Rules will be mandatory. Whatever the rules are available, those particular rules are mandatory. And coming to the one more point, indentation available for conditions, loops, and classes and all. So whenever you want to go for the indentation, whenever you write a condition, for example, if you're writing a if condition, if you're writing a elif condition, if you're writing a nested if condition. Whenever you want to write some conditions, this particular indentation is mandatory. And whenever you want to work with the loops, so indentation is mandatory. And whenever you want to write a function, indentation is mandatory. Whenever you want to write a definition, that function, definition is a kind of function. Whenever you want to write a definitions, indentation is mandatory. And whenever you want to write classes, indentation is mandatory. Indentation is mandatory for a lot of things. Okay, in further, we will discuss about the indentation, how indentation is going to be working for, and how indentation will be. Okay, let me go with the one simple program.
Original certificate lagalna.
For example, I want to provide a name. Name is equal to, this is something like a Srinivas. Okay, I want to check the condition. If name is double equal to Srinivas, I am checking the value. If name is equal to Srinivas, colon, whenever you want to start the indentation starts with the colon symbol. Indentation starts with colon symbol. Indentation starts with the colon symbol. Okay, one more point. After colon, indentation block will start. The coming next lines of the code. Should follow with the same column. Same column. No spaces. Is it clear? Coming next lines of the code should follow with the same column. No spaces. Don't give any spaces for the next lines of the code. For example, I started with the indentation. So by default indentation is 4 spaces or 1 tab. By default indentation is 4 spaces or 1 tab. Okay. For example, so if name is equal to Srinivas, I just want to print like okay matched name. Print you are done. Okay, so what is the output of this program now? When I enter, where cursor is blinking? Cursor is blinking in the column of the print or in the column of the if. Where cursor is blinking? Cursor is blinking in the column of print or in the column of if. Tell me, Aisha. Now indentation already closed. That is the reason now cursor is blinking in the new line. We are already out of the indentation now. So if I execute this program, okay, so incomplete input. Where is the incomplete input? Can you see? There is a problem with incomplete input. Okay, this is sorry. Now execute. Okay, what is the output now? Okay, matched name, you are done. Okay, matched name, you are done. So now this is actually working. This is actually working with the if condition. Am I clear? Am I clear now? How if condition is working with the indentation? Okay, you may ask a question, sir. If indentation already taking by default taking 4 spaces, can I go with the 1 space? Can I go with the 1 space after the if? Can I go with the 1 space after the if? Yes, it is fine. Or can I take 2 spaces after the if? Okay, fine. But if you are taking 2 spaces after the if, but the next line also should be in the 2 lines. Next line also need to start from two spaces. Now finally execute the code. Okay, done, matched. But by default indentation will take how many lines? By default indentation takes how many columns or how many spaces? By default indentation will take 4 spaces. By default indentation will take 4 spaces or 1 tab. But you may work with, for example, unfortunately, I am giving only 1 space, but any one of the space is needed. Don't write in the same column. Don't write in the same column of the if. At least you need to provide 1 column. At least you need to give 1 space. Is it clear? At least we need to give the one space after the if. Don't write in the same line. If you're writing the same column format, same column format, it will not work. That is the process of the indentation. So I will write the one more program, then you can understand. Okay, I will write the one more program. Suppose name is equal to Aisha, and I want to check the name. If name is equal to double equal to, whenever you are checking with the condition, you have to go with the, if name is equal to Aisha, print okay, matched. Else part, when I want to go with the else part, you go back, then give the indentation. Else print not matched. Else print not matched. Okay. So this else should go back. Now execute this, print okay matched, print okay not matched. Okay, what is the output of this program? What is the output of this program now? Name is equal to Aisha. If name is equal to Aisha, print okay matched. If it is not matched, it will go to the next block. What is the next block now? Next block is the else block. Else block is
Not matched.
not matched. Now what is the output for you? Not matched. Why not matched is coming here? Not matched is coming basically for you are missing with the capital letter. So you are not giving the capital letter for the Aisha here. That is the reason this name and this name both are different. This is in the capital A and this is in the small a. That is why reason. First true block will not execute. Directly it will jump into the false block. So when false block is executing, automatically it will come to the second line. Second line is something, second block. Second block is something like not matched. Okay, you may ask a question, sir, can I go with the one column space here? And can I execute it? Yes, it is working fine. For this block, only one column space I am giving. For the second block, I am giving 4 column space. That is not an issue. That is not an issue. That is not a problem. For the first block, one column space is working. For the second block, default one tab or 4 spaces are working. That is not an issue. Or you can go with the one space here also. That is good. Not matched. You got to understand how indentation is working here.
Yes, sir.
Indentation is not only for the conditions. Indentation will work for the definitions also. We will write one simple definition. Def hello. Def print name. Def print name. So this is something like a definition. Okay, by default, it will take 4 column indentation. Print. Okay, so before that, I want to write down the name. Name is equal to, just equal to is the assignment operator. Name is equal to Srinivas. Then I want. Okay, if I want to call the definition, call the definition like this. What is the output now? So this here indentation here block already closed. Block closed here. The coming lines, I want to call the function. This is the definition calling. Definition calling basically starting from the first column onwards. Definition calling is not inside the block. You have to come out from the block and you need to call the function, call the definition. See, some other programming languages, this is called as functions, and in Python, it is called as a definition. Definition calling or function calling, whatever you want, you can just go with that. And this is kind of definition calling or function calling. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me go with the one more simple example. Def add 2 numbers. Add 2 numbers. Colon indentation. So x is equal to 10, y is equal to 20, and z is equal to x plus y. I am doing all operations in the same block. I am doing all the operations in the same block. That is the very reason I am not come out from the indentation. I am inside the indentation only. Print addition value is comma z. Z is the addition value. Okay. Finally, I need to come out of the come out of the definition and call the definition. Call the definition. Call the function. I am calling function or definition now. Add two numbers. Okay, finally execute it. Addition value is 30. Addition value is 30. I got output or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can write this kind of indentation for the conditions, for the loops, for the different kind of things. Okay, let me execute one loop also. I will write a loop. Okay, for I in range of 10. Okay, so print I value. Print I value. So can you see now the value which is going to be
Yes, sir.
iterating, the value which is going to be iterating 10 times. The first time I is 0 and second time I is 1 and I is 2, I is 3. The value is going to be incrementing. The value is repeating for you. It is looping for you 10 times. Why? Because of I am giving range as 10. If I say 5.
0, 1 to 4.
0, 1, 2, 4. 5 values are printing. I started with the
Yes, sir.
0. I started with the 0. I started with the 0. So you can give the range like this, or we can define a list item. For example, I want to define a list item. Okay, let me give the fruits here. Apple, orange. Okay, so I will come to the list items later. Each and every data type we will discuss separately. Okay, so I'm defining some fruits like this. What I want to do is for fruit in fruits. For fruit in fruits. Now each and every fruit I want to iterate. Print of fruit. Fruit. Okay, so output is what? Apple is printing, orange is printing, mango is printing, lemon is printing. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So how this indentation is working for the loops, we have to understand. So where indentation is working? Indentation is working for the loops. Indentation is working for conditions. Indentation is working for definitions. And one more simple thing I will write down. I will combine one loop and one condition. Okay, for I in range of 20. I in range of 20. How many values need to come now? If
0 to 19.
I percentile 2 is equal to 0, I am writing condition inside. Print even, else print odd. Okay, so let me take only 10 values. Now, if I percentile 2 is equal to 0, print even, else print odd. Now you can see the values. If it is even number, 0 is even number, right? 0, 2,
Yes,
4,
sir.
6, 8, even. Whenever it is even number, then automatically I'm printing even number. Whenever it is odd number, I'm just printing like odd.
Odd number.
Yeah. So here indentation is working two steps
sir.
now. Indentation is working for loop. At the same time, indentation
And if
again
statement.
working for the conditions also.
Yes,
First
sir.
indentation starts for the loop, and second indentation starts with the condition. Two indentations are basically injecting in the one program. Okay, don't confuse with the Python. Don't confuse with the indentation. Indentation is going to be available for conditions, for loops, for definitions, and for classes also. Indentation is basically available for multiple kind of programming levels. Later we will discuss all the things. Okay, so you got to understand how indentation is working. You would understand how indentation is working here. Indentation is working in the multiple ways. Indentation is, what is indentation? First of all, indentation is
Providing
providing
space
space
for
for the
code.
code, and Python always follows
Python
indentation for the code
follows
blocks.
indentation.
And when we apply indentation,
And when
space and new line rules will be mandatory.
mandatory.
Indentation available for
Indentation
conditions,
available for
groups,
groups.
definitions, and classes. And indentation starts with the symbol colon symbol. After colon, indentation block will start. Coming next lines of the code should follow with the same column, no spaces.
No
By
space.
default, indentation is 4 spaces or 1 tab.
4 spaces. What?
At least we need to, one more point I read. At least we need to provide 1 space for indentation. At least we need to provide 1 space for indentation. Without space, indentation will not work out. Without space, indentation will not work out. And one more important point. So coming next lines of the code should follow the same column. This point I will keep here. This point I'll keep here. Coming next lines of the code should follow with the same column, no spaces. Okay, so for that, I am having multiple programs now. So the first program is just if condition. The second program is if else. And the third program, I am writing a simple definition. And fourth program, I am going with addition of 2 numbers. And one more simple program, I am writing the loop of values, loop of range values. And one more thing is something like a list item. This is a list item. This is actually called a list item. And we are iterating the list values. At the same time, we are taking the range of 10 values. If it is even number, I want to print something. If it is an odd number, I want to print something. This is something like a nested indentation. This concept is basically nested indentation. Can I keep program here is nested indentation? See, I'm not closing definitions. I'm not closing loops. I'm not closing the conditions. The topic is separate. But today we are talking about only indentation. How indentation is working, we have to understand. Aisha, you are getting my point. And today
Yes,
I'm not discussing about the loops. I'm not discussing about the conditions. Each and every day, a new topic will be there for you. So maybe in tomorrow session, I'm taking a lot of time to you. Tomorrow we will go with a lot of things. Tomorrow we will conclude operators. Tomorrow we will conclude conditions. Tomorrow we will conclude the loops also. Conditions. Tomorrow we will be having the class for operators, loops and conditions. So these particular topics we will conclude the tomorrow session, Saturday session. But till now you do practice with these things. You do practice with indentation.